Hey guys, Barry at CTech-review. Got a fun one for you today. This is not just for my standard audience that watches this channel. This is specifically for you guys at Ford Motor Corporation. I did a video like this about 6 months ago. This is a reach out to you, to giving customers what they'd like to see, because I know you guys are watching this and you guys are trying to get a feel for the market. I'm gonna tell you guys the ultimate SUV people have been asking for about 20 years. They had it for a minute. They'd love it back, and I can't think of an option that provides more value for the dollar of a full-size SUV than what we're about to get into. Let's do this. All right, so what is the number one SUV that everybody's been asking for 20 years? Let's think about this. Is it the 2500 Suburban with the 8.1 liter or a Suburban with a Duramax diesel? No, but a lot of people would like that as well. It's the Ford Excursion. There's been a lot of hinting around in the marketplace where people are like, hey, the Excursion's coming back. I've seen some mocked up mule vehicles running around in Michigan, kind of made you wonder. You got this Aluma Duty truck that's been out since 2017. You knocked it out of the park with an aluminum body vehicle that holds up incredibly well to the Midwest Rust Belt. You got a solid frame. You got two solid engine options now in the Super Duty segment. Let's think about this. And I want to walk you through why I think there's actually a use case and a price that would make sense to give everybody what we want. One of the big reasons why I think the time is more important to lean into the idea of bringing a Ford Excursion back like you did in the past is for two reasons. The price of full-size SUVs is out of sight. They're more expensive than they've ever been. Yet, in some ways, they still don't have the capability of some of the Excursions 20 years ago, built on a 3/4 ton frame, 8-lug axles, and a diesel. Yes, I know you can get a Suburban, Tahoe, Yukon, XL, Escalade with a 3-liter diesel. That's all great and dandy, but if you actually want to tow heavy, that engine is just a great engine for, 4,000 or 5,000 pound trailers, but it drinks to death. It doesn't give you the engine braking. It doesn't give you that big performance like a 6.7 Powerstroke or a 7.3 Godzilla. Justin is an example. Look at the price. If we go over on eBay, look at the price of a 24-year-old diesel truck with 290,000 miles on this thing, still bringing $20,000. Here's another one, 97,000 miles, and it's almost $30,000. That's more than what the vehicle sold for 20 plus years ago. Now, if you Google search this, there's been a lot of people talk about this topic and it's coming back, and everybody like it. It's like, is this what it's going to look like? Is it the F-150 front end based on an Expedition? Maybe, but I'm actually going to walk you through, like, if we just go and look what's out there right now. I specifically want to start at, I'm going to call it Excursion Active, because I can tell this is the path Ford is trying to go with the Expedition. We're going to call it Active Trim Level. If we look at the Active Trim Level, which is really kind of like an XLT, we take a 2025 over on Ford.com, you go to 2025, build an XLT, build it with a 3.5, it's the motor that's in the Expedition today, with a 4x4. We do this whole thing, sport package, and we come out to about, let's see what's the total price of this thing. About $64,000. Okay, $64,000 for an active F-150. Now we do the exact same thing with the 2025 all redesigned Expedition, and we're at $67,000. So for about $3,000 more, you can have an Expedition, LED headlights, sport package, 3.5 EcoBoost, 4-wheel drive, nice full-size SUV, cloth interior, nice setup. So then, how does that translate into, how do you bring this to the market along a Super Duty? Well, Super Duty, I went and did the exact same thing. I went and made same color, XLT, black appearance package, kind of sporty looking. I didn't do Tremor package, and I did figure that you're probably not going to have a 6.8 option. You probably only offer 2 engines, diesel and a 7.3. We do this whole thing. We price this out. XLT, once again, tried to go similar interior theme. But you notice, I don't have the center console there because I'm trying to get 6 seats, because really that's the whole point of why would you go to an Excursion over a Super Duty, or why would you go to an Expedition over a Super Duty or an F-150? It's seating. You need maximum interior space, but you also need payload and towing capacity. So we're at $67,800, which is actually only, what, $4,000 more than the Super Duty. So we're $4,000 more than the Super Duty, and we are within spitting distance, within less than $1,000 on the Excursion, or sorry, the Expedition. So now if we took that same logic and said, let's make an Excursion active and throw a 7.3 in it, active interior, which is like an XLT cloth interior, I don't see any reason you couldn't make this thing like $72,000 starting price, and then make a few different trims, make a Platinum, make a King Ranch, maybe get really cool. Could you imagine a Tremor Excursion Diesel? Holy crap, home run. You just won, full-size SUV across the board. I think that would be sick. I can't imagine a 3500 series, 4,000 pounds of payload with a diesel and a 20,000 pound tow rating behind a heavy duty. 100%, I would buy one of these things over any other full-size SUV in the market. And then you could say, well, that's just your family, Barry, and that's what works for you. For sure. But I know lots of people that watch this channel that got 3 or 4 kids that are pulling boats and heavy travel trailers, and they have never felt comfortable with their Expedition or their Yukons or their Grand Wagoneers or whatever full-size SUV they're in, pulling a heavy travel trailer up north, long distance or across country, but they don't want to jump in to an F350 as their daily. They'd like to have something more like an Excursion. There's a reason these things were a home run back in the day. I would love to see Ford bring this back out. And I thoroughly believe there is not only a value proposition for it, I think there's a price point that makes sense because people are willing to spend, if we go over and build an Expedition, let's just jump this thing over to like a Platinum Ultimate. I just did a video on a Platinum Ultimate, $95,000. Now imagine for $100,000 or $105,000, you could get an Excursion with a diesel. It's a no-brainer. People would buy that. It would be an awesome vehicle. So I'd be curious, leave your comments down below. Would you guys prefer to have an Excursion or an Expedition? Would you want the 6.8? Would you want the 7.3? Would you want the standard output diesel or the high output diesel? To me, I think you don't have to overcomplicate it. Make an active trim level like an XLT. Make a Platinum. Maybe you can make a Platinum Plus. I think a lot of people would like that King Ranch interior. I know I love the King Ranch. I'm not a huge fan sometimes of the coloring outside, but I love the interior. And a Tremor. I can't even imagine one of these things in a Tremor. This would be a home run. Ford, bring this to the market. People have been asking for this for 20 years. You got the proof. Go on eBay. Show the marketing department. People are willing to spend this much on a 20-year-old vehicle. All right. I hope that helps. Guys, if you like this video, leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching.